Hi everybody, quick run through on my masks and what I think of them really. If you're doing sanding, painting etc, you need to wear a mask. Obviously this day and age with the current health crisis, the masks are getting quite hard to get hold of, especially the respirator types, you know, the proper mask, which is what you would ideally need to use, certainly for spray painting anyway. So I've just got the masks here that I use, and I'll just run through them to give you my thoughts and views. These two are actually the same, but I'll get to those in a minute. So I'll start off with the, now this is a Gerson mask. The filters on it are, what's the number on the filters? 8203E, and they have these ones over the top. These ones are just about knackered. You can see they should be white, so that's how that's been used. But it's obviously doing its job because it's white on the other side. And you can change these, the G11Es, you can change these. But like most things these days, at the moment, during, as I say, the current health crisis, it's quite hard to get filters and replacements because they're being used by medical people throughout the world. So the Gerson mask, now this is in the UK, certainly on places like eBay, as far as I know Amazon, but you know, I can't say for sure. They're often sold as a 2K mask, and as far as I'm aware, according to certainly to the UK Health and Safety Executive, no mask is designed for being used with 2K. Only air-fed, which is like this one here, which is one of my masks, which I'll run through in a minute with you. So although it's sold as a 2K mask, I can't find anything to say that it is a 2K mask. And if you contact Gerson, I tried to contact them twice and I never got a reply to my email asking them if this was suitable for 2K. So some of them I've seen say it's suitable for 2K for 30 minutes, some a few hours or whatever. So I strongly suspect that it's not. So just be careful if you think it is a 2K mask, certainly by the UK Health and Safety Executive, and I expect with most health and safety executives throughout the world, this wouldn't be classed as a 2K mask. It's a very good respirator for normal paint, most things that don't contain ISOs, which is what the problem with 2K stuff is. The ISOs are quite inersociates. I can't actually say the word, but ISO they call it for short, and that is the dangerous part, and that's normally in the hardener of what people use. So that's the Gerson mask. Good fit on my face, not as good fit as the Moldex mask, but you know, obviously we're all different, faces are different. These are both medium, and I'm quite a big chap, and these fit me fine. I find the large one just a little bit too loose, and the fit of the mask is just as important as the quality of the mask, because if the mask is leaking around the nose area or around here the bottom near your mouth etc, then you know these, you might as well not bother with these, because the air will be going up the side as well, and you'll be getting all the various elements that you're trying to filter out, you'll be getting them through anyway. So this mask here, you can actually get these filters. It's supposed to be a disposable mask, but you can actually get these filters. You can push these 4 lugs out there and that will come off. You put the new one on, and as I say, you can get the outside filters. So very good mask, not as good for me as the Moldex masks, which I'll go on to now. This is Moldex, this is a 7002. 7002 is a medium, 001 is a small, and 003 is a large. So what do I like about these masks? These masks really fit me well, very comfortable. Although that is comfortable, these seem to fit me better. They certainly produce a better seal on me without having the straps so tight as the Gerson one. Another good thing is they're completely you can change the filters easy, and they're completely reusable. So you can, by reusable, I'm saying reusable, not reusable. They are made to be, you're made to reuse the mask. So you change the filters just in the way of a bayonet connection, effectively, which goes on, you turn it, and it's sealed. Whereas with this one, as I say, they're designed to be a throwaway mask, although you can push those 4 lugs in and pull it away. So ease of filter change, that's a good way of saying it, isn't it? Ease of filter change. Ease of filter change is very simple. Now I've got this with a double filter on. These are the gas filters. Now this is what you would need to filter out paint, which is the Moldex 9400. So you need the Moldex 9400, and you can just use it as the Moldex 9400. But I put these, which are this is a P3. You get P1, P2, P3. The higher the number, the more filtration you get. And I put these on over the top, and it just helps the gas filter in there last longer. Now they normally have charcoal in them, and so does this have charcoal in them, and you'll find that the charcoal will eventually become clogged. Even though you've got a pre-filter on, the charcoal will eventually become clogged, and you'll need to change them. And you'll notice that because you'll either start to get a bit of a smell of what you're doing, which it should filter out the smell on most things. You start to get a bit of a smell, so you know that it's letting by slightly. But also you start to feel resistance to your breathing, so it's not you can't breathe, but it's harder to breathe. So you obviously do need to change these quite often. Now this, as I say, this one's been used quite a bit. This one is a relatively new filter, and it's only slightly grey. This is the same mask, and you can just use it with the first filter, and that's for sanding. I use that for sanding because there's no gas or anything involved, so I use this for sanding. These are new filters, so you can see how quickly they get dirty. That filter's probably done about half an hour, I suppose, and this filter is new, so you can see that they do their work quite well. Same mask, exactly the same, so you can obviously in theory take those off and put those on there, and vice versa. But I keep 2 separate masks so that I'm just using the filters I need to, because you could use this for sanding as well, but you start to clog up your gas filters, and you're paying more money for the gas filters, so you might as well only use the filters you need for what you're doing. Also, it's quite important to keep, well, I feel it's quite important to keep your masks in a case. Moldex do a case. There's the lid over there with just a lid that gets put on it, and what it does, people say it keeps the dust out of the mask and that, which it obviously does, but the main thing for it is it keeps any moisture out of the charcoal in the gas filters, so it makes them last longer, basically, because they can start to pick up the moisture. So it's always worth putting them in a packet, a box, whatever you've got that's reasonably airtight, to keep them as fresh as possible. What else was I going to say about these? No, I think that's about it. Okay, and the other type is an air-fed mask. Now I don't use this a lot, mainly because if I'm just doing a small amount of 2K, I will use one of these. I know you're not supposed to, but I will do, because I just find it easier and quicker. But I repeat, you are not supposed to, but you can get away with some of it. But if I've got to do more, therefore I need a proper mask, then I use the Pro Visor. This is the Devilbiss one, 650 I think it is. Pro Visor, Devilbiss. Yeah, it is a 650, I'm sure it is. What's it say there? Devilbiss Pro Visor, yeah, PR. You see it there, PROV 650, just there, which is the newer type. I think I got this about 2016, 2017, so about four years, something like that. You can see it's quite good in it because it doesn't get much use. It comes with some, you get like covers for the visor, so that if you're doing quite a dirty job you can then pull the visor off. Well, you put the cover on, do your job, pull the visor off, or visor cover off, and then it leaves you with a clean visor. So that's quite a good idea. You'll see that with all these air-fed masks, you get about this belt goes around your body, so you click it like that, you're here, round your body like that, adjust it so that it's snug as you want it. This part here is your mask, so this will be on your back, your head will be up here, so this will be on your back. You plug this into it there, put your visor on, this connects to your air supply, and you'll see there's a Y piece here to go off to your gun. So the main air supply comes in here, this goes off to the gun, this goes into the filter. There's actually a filter in there, a carbon filter in there, goes through the carbon filter and through into the visor, and then you get a stream of air that comes past here, past your face, which you breathe. Now this needs to be a relatively good, well, a reasonably good seal, which on me it is. The only thing I find with this is because I've got quite a long face, my eyes tend to be sort of around here, if that makes sense, literally sort of here, here and here, so they're sort of, it's just pushing on my eyebrows, and you know, for 5-10 minutes it's not too bad, but for half an hour it becomes a pain. So as far as I know, they don't do different sizes, so if you have got a particularly long face, be careful for that. And also if you need to wear glasses, be careful, because sometimes some of the visors you haven't got enough room in there for your glasses. When you put this on, it moves your glasses all the time, and there's just not enough room. It keeps pushing on the sides here, and obviously if you ruin this seal, well, not ruin the seal, if this seal isn't as good as it should be, then you run the risk of breathing other material apart from the air that's being fed to you. Also, if you've got a air-fed visor, I'm probably teaching people to suck eggs here, but if you've got an air-fed visor, you need to make sure that the air supply is good. So you don't want to be using a compressor that's in the same room as where you're spraying, because it will draw the contaminants in and supply it to you with the air, which is obviously no good. So that's that. It also comes with a, I was going to get the old thingy bob, wasn't I? It comes with a bag for you to put it in, and a few other bits and bobs, different connections for the visor to make it a bit wider, so that it fits your face more. It also comes in, which I've never used, it comes with a cover, which that goes, I've got a camera on my stomach, so that the head goes in there, so that's your head up there, and that just wraps around the front like so. So it just comes, so your head's there, just move the camera up a bit, your head's there, and that comes down your back. Now there's also a, as I said, there's a filter in here which you can unscrew there, and this filter will unscrew anti-clockwise, and that's your carbon filter. You can get a pack of these, they're about £45 I think for 4. I recommend you change them every 3 months, but I don't use it often, so I don't. I just change it when I feel like it, really, about once a year. So put that back on there, and I think that's about it. There's nothing else I was going to say, but I did want to do something about the Gerson mask, because as I say, I haven't been able to find anything that from Gerson or anybody else that actually says yes, this is a 2K mask, and in my opinion the Moldex one is a better mask, and when I've contacted Moldex to ask them if it's okay for 2K, they said no, you need to use an air-fed mask, and only an air-fed mask. So I thought I'd give you my opinions on them, in case you're thinking of buying a mask. And I know masks are quite hard to come by at the moment, as we've said before, but if you are, then definitely the Moldex is a good one to look at. I had a 3M one about 2-3 years ago, but it didn't feel right on my face at all, so I got rid of that, and I got a Gerson one, and I got some Moldex ones as well. And the Moldex for me is certainly the way to go. Okay, well, I hope that's been of some use to you, and I'll see you again. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.